All right, newest build here, kind of got it sort of assembled. You can see I've got it painted out, but I wanted to go over and talk to you about what I did here and what I'm planning on doing before I get it completely put together all nice and everything. So just kind of have it set up a little bit in place. I've mentioned in previous videos, I got a bunch of M4A1 handguards, and I'm trying to find cool ways to utilize parts and pieces I have on hand just because I have so many. And to me, it's kind of fun and new and different to try to figure out ways to utilize all these different parts and pieces with 3D printed pieces I create to make something really cool and different that I haven't shown you guys before. Because I don't want to keep showing same type of blasters. If I'm doing them, I want to make them different, cool, give you guys some that you haven't seen, right? So this started out, this is a V2 gearbox in here. This is from an EMERBU Toys blaster, one of their newer versions that they started selling in 2024 with those V2 gearboxes like their SLR, their MK8, their M4. And it's already got metal gears, an upgraded motor. It's basically, pretty good and upgraded from when you order it, in their stock form that they have it, that they're selling it in. So I took that. You can see I used the upper receiver from a black one, the lower from that tan or khaki color, because I wanted to mix it up a little bit. I was going to do primary black, but we're going to have some of that tan and khaki mixed in as well. Now, I went to a crazy long barrel. This is about 530 millimeter long metal inner barrel, which is quite long. That came from a sniper rifle, one of those YWM. I can't even remember the model number exactly, but my son accidentally broke it. The sniper rifles, all of them, they're all pretty cool. The MSR as well. They're not very easy to work on, in my opinion. And I couldn't figure out how to fix it, so I wanted to utilize some of those parts and pieces. So this metal inner is from that, and even this piece here was the actual, outer barrel on the sniper rifle. So that goes all the way back in. And again, by bringing it all the way back in, it's adding a ton of stability to the handguard because it's from here to here. Plus, we got the barrel nut is right there. We got basically a coupler / barrel nut that attaches these two handguards together. They've been cut really smooth, and lots of added stability in there with that. Now, going to a metal inner that's this long can present some issues, right? For this, for everything in this gearbox to be able to push through that long metal barrel, even with a sealed cylinder in there and everything, you're still not exactly sure how much FPS you're going to get. So my goal was to try to maintain what the stock FPS is in a normal size inner. So I did do some upgrading the spring. Again, not any specific spring size. I actually used one of those spring spacers I've shown before. And then I have the super long inner barrel, and I'm able to still maintain the FPS of that blaster, at least so far in tests. It's about 275 FPS. So nothing crazy, but I knew going to a super long metal inner barrel that I definitely would lose some FPS. So I was able to make up for it with the spring, and I'm pretty happy with that. That's kind of, I guess, what my goal was. Yeah, if it would be more, that'd be great, but I didn't think that was really realistic going to such a long metal inner. And what I'm doing here is trying to make a really cool sniper style blaster, because like I said, those bolt action ones are pretty cool. They don't have a lot of capacity. They're slow. They're hard to upgrade, in my opinion. I mean, I know some of the experts in Australia can upgrade anything, but when you only have one or two of them, it's hard to get proficient at knowing how to do everything and doing it right. Okay. So that's what we got going on there. And then I got a couple options on fake suppressors that's going to make this thing even crazy long, right? So I got either this one that's already just been painted out and it's all red, so that's going to show you what kind of length we're looking at there. And then this one, was from a relatively inexpensive blaster, actually probably one of those mechanical blasters that isn't really any good, where they have a lot of feeding issues. So what I did is I made a red tip, and I'm going to wrap it with this type of camo wrap tape. Just again, I've got a bunch of this on hand. I showed that on one other blaster I did recently. I thought it looked cool. I thought, let me go ahead and try it with this. So we're gonna have a couple different options when it comes to fake suppressors to give it a ton of length. Now, of course, to attach it to that end, I made a 3D printed piece that I, basically custom made here and with rails, and that's going to go on here anyway, and then it fits over that piece. It'll fit over this nice and flush so that we get the metal barrel just barely peeking out past the threads, because like I've said before, that adds a lot of stability and strength to those threads, and in my opinion, that's the best way to do it when you can. And this will get locked down on here. In fact, I would probably screw in an even heat insert so that I can go ahead and screw that in there nice and tight. It'll stay really good. It's not going to go anywhere. It's important that I make that really strong because you can see over here I have a bipod that I'll go ahead and put on that rail. So that's the goal with that, is to go ahead and have this bipod out front. And this is a nice bipod that obviously can fold up and everything. So that's going to look really cool when that's on there. And that's what we got going on that end. Now we will have a nice grip out here. You can see I've used this kind of dimple grip pattern throughout. So we're going to have that right here. I made this cool grip that fits flush against the mag well. There's actually, this isn't in the place where it's going to be. There's actually another piece like this. You can see I've got 4 of them. So these grip/rail covers are going to go along, evenly along the top, the bottom, and both sides. So that's not only a grip option, it also, again, adds continued stability to that handguard and blaster since it is so nice and long, right? Now, up top, made a little riser. This riser is going to probably connect right about here, right? And again, that's also just helps everything stay together nice. I way overbuild these, but also, that's probably the placement where I'd want to go anyway. And you're going to get this crazy giant scope on there. So that's going to be pretty big, almost cartoonish, but that's okay. I had this on hand. I thought it'd be cool to do that. And you can see I tied in some of the this khaki brown color as well, just to tie it in. So I got a couple spots where I wanted to tie it in. On the back end here, we're going to go with this stock. And then I made this riser, cheek riser for the stock. So this cheek riser is going to go ahead and get mounted on here. You can see it just adds a little bit to it, right? Little circle spot, those are where my logo will go. These little logo plates are just going to go on here and on the other side of the receiver. And again, it's just more for cosmetics. I like to try to, again, make these a little different, kind of tie them all together with the different things that I'm doing. All right. Lastly, got the mag and just made a little kind of speed plate, mag plate there. And again, use that dimple type pattern throughout. So we see the little pattern throughout, right? And again, that's purely cosmetic, but I think it's cool. I think it makes these all unique, trying to use different patterns there. And I incorporated that same kind of pattern where I had these circle pieces to this different kind of crosshatch pattern. So I did mix up a couple patterns. But anyway, we're going to have a super long blaster here, right? Crazy long, definitely is going to look like a sniper. It's still going to have some good FPS, much better than most of those sniper rifles. And of course, with the V2, you can go ahead and do semi-automatic. So if you want to just shoot single shot, in my opinion, you're going to get better performance out of something like this than some of those snipers, unless you are, a true gel blaster expert and you know how to go ahead and upgrade those snipers easily, because they can be upgraded. It's just beyond my knowledge, and my knowledge lays more with the Gen 8, Gen 8.5, even the V2 gearboxes. So I think this is going to look really cool. I think it's fun to make something new and different and kind of extra big, extra long sniper. So comments or questions, post them below. Let me know what you think. Of course, I'm going to get this all put together nicely, do some more tests with it, do some videos of it in use too, and all that stuff's going to get posted as well. So again, comments, questions, post them below. Like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends. Ring that bell for notifications so you know when new videos are posted, especially so you know when those monthly contests videos are posted and those contests are live, because you can win up to $200, over $200 in custom blasters and accessories every month on my YouTube contests that are typically towards the end of the month. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Check back for more.